Welcome to round 6 of Drift Masters here in Germany. Welcome to Drift Masters, Ben. Ben's first Drift Masters, aka the Mountain. Mountain Made. So it's round 6 here in Germany. It's an event I love. We've had great success here before in 2019. Hopefully back here now with a new car, we can try and repeat some of that success. We've done 2 laps so far in the GT86 in practice. Practice so far has gone really well. The track is exactly the same as it was in 2019, so I am familiar with it. I do feel comfortable on that track. And the GT86 first 2 laps out the box was great. We put a little bit more grip in the car between the first lap and the second lap, and we're going to keep continuing to do that. We've got to monitor the weather a little bit because it's so hot here this weekend. It's currently 35 degrees, and that will play with the track a little bit. Track temperature and the rubber going down on the track. It's a little bit like how we used to have to keep things going, like when we was back in Oman. The track temperature changes with the rubber makes a huge difference to the cars out there. And as well, the battles in the top 16, top 8 will be in the evening on Saturday night. So again, the track and the temperature here will cool down, and that makes a big difference to the cars as well. So hopefully all that to come, and for now we'll just concentrate on practice. Got loads of practice today on Thursday and some more tomorrow before qualifying, so stay tuned and let's see how we get on. Done here for day 1 at Drift Masters Germany. It's been a great day. Cars performed really well straight out the box. We put a little bit more grip in the car. That went well as well. So our pace is a little bit better now compared to some of the guys here that are really fast. I feel like we've got a little bit more to go as far as pace. So we're going to put a little bit more grip in the car again tomorrow. We've got 2 more practice sessions tomorrow before qualifying starts at local time, 7 o'clock. Looking forward to qualifying. As I said, it's a track that I'm familiar with and I like it here, so I'm hoping to get a good qualifying score
make it a little bit easier for us when it comes to the battles. But yeah, really looking forward to getting into tomorrow, taking it lap by lap, step by step tomorrow. It's going to be a really long day. We're out on track at 10 o'clock in the morning, and qualifying is until like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow, and fingers crossed we can put it down on the track and get a good qualifying score.
On the road from the west to the east, way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute.
Right, so day 2 here at Drift Masters. It's Friday, it's game day for qualifying. Today's going to be tough. Qualification is going to be really, really hard. I predict everyone's going to be 90 or above to qualify here at Drift Masters. We've had some good practice this morning though. We've got a bit more grip in the car. I feel the pace is better. I feel our line is good. We need to definitely get a little bit closer to the walls when it comes to qualifying. So I'm definitely going to push the back end a lot closer than we have done in practice. We've been about a foot off the walls maybe in practice. So I know we've got that little bit of buffer room to like push it now. So yeah, we'll give it everything we've got for qualifying. Fingers crossed we can get a good score on the board, and fingers crossed we can make it into game day tomorrow.
Be in the sauna in between runs.
You certainly will be. A lot of Finnish fans in the house this weekend. We go back on the line to the one and only Steve Baggsy, Biaggioni, hometown hero for me, as represented the UK this weekend. Baggsy back on the grid for the final 2 rounds of Drift Masters and this Toyota GTA 6 2JZ. Unfortunately, full season and other commitments as it comes off the line. Critical car, he said, not going to risk it in practice, but he's willing to risk it all in qualifying. What can he do as he now puts the back end at GTA 6 where it needs to be on the throttle, locks up the foot brake, finds the outside zone. Look at this from Baggsy, very clinical line from Steve Baggsy, Biaggioni, as he goes for outside zone 4. It's a nice early entry into it. He'll tag on the wall there from Baggsy as he smooshes the back end of that GTA 6 into the wall, and another nice line into that outside zone. One more zone to come up as Baggsy risks it all across the line.
I was a little worried about him on that first outside zone. He looked a little bit hesitant from 1 to 2. I mean, off the line, just so much. He's lighting the tires up the moment he left the line. Martin, I mean, got a smoke show off the go. And that's the part that freaked me out.
Yeah.
So much speed coming out of 1. Wasn't sure if he was going to collect it for 2, but does a really good job. And then picks up the speed for the rest of this run. Transitions all look good. Outside zones all look good. Steve, this is what he was hoping for. This is what he was putting it all together. And yeah, just a very, very busy gentleman with a lot of commitments on the go. And that means he does not have a lot of time in this car. So makes it that much tougher when this is not your full-time rig that you're driving every day.
No, it certainly doesn't. And Steve been doing a lot of development work in this car and a lot of driving, and even had Jack Shanahan pilot this car on practice day in the UK. And you know, Jack, a man that's piloted a GTA 6 now for a number of years, and a man that a lot of people go to for suspension setup ideas from around the paddock. And then we go an 84 drops in for Baggsy as he gets a score on the board. And yeah, Baggsy looking more and more confident.
That was blinding first run, mate. Well done. It sounded like you lifted off towards the last clip 7, or was that just the way up there? It sounded like it shifted. Yeah, slightly little lift tyres were going off. Okay, right, I think yeah, it was a really good first run, and you was really close to all the walls, so I think that should score a good 12. The scores come through now. You got an 84, mate, so we'll have to look to see where we can try and bump that up a little bit. Yeah, copy that. Just a little bit disappointed with it, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, I think it's the typical first run syndrome of you're first in the matches and you got by 10 points.
So the first qualifying lap is done. We scored an 84. I felt it was a good run, good line. I lost a few points for not being aggressive enough maybe. I probably need to throw a bit more angle at it as well. The drop zone here this weekend I think is going to be around 90. So our first run I don't think is going to cut it. We need to go out there and try a bit harder and just probably be a little bit more aggressive. Temperature's coming down now, which is nice. The track grip level should go up a little bit hopefully. And yeah, I just need to be a bit more aggressive. So yeah, second run I've got to get it done on. Wish us luck and fingers crossed that we can make it in the show for tomorrow.
Show this weekend, and Jack Shanahan said, here, take mine, and away you go. We go back on the start line to Steve Baggsy, Biaggioni from Essex, from the UK. slams that GTA 6 into gear. The clap of the hands. Baggsy knows he needs to get it done. Sits on an 84 at the moment. He's almost on the drop zone, 31st position. Big clutch kick to initiation for Baggsy as he fires through, looks down as he jumps onto the handbrake. And I can already hear the judges sighing, moaning and groaning in the background. And Baggsy sticks it to outside zone 3. Now starts to collect the dots. Now starts to find the zones as he puts it towards the wall. Baggsy full throttle, no messing around as he fires through outside zone 4. Looks for 5 and gets it done clinically. And Baggsy looks for 6, gets it nice. Can he get the wall? Can he get that final outside zone? And he can across the line.
I think he made up for that small mistake in the beginning because the rest of these zones look absolutely incredible. Maybe it's something in the green lighting in the back that's giving him those superpowers, because Baggsy now on it, as you said, right close to the bubble. Bubble now at an 83. Baggsy sitting on an 84. So this is basically your do or die run for him right here. First outside zone, a bit hesitant. Second outside zone, though, once he gets that lid off, once he gets that left foot brake a bit dialed, we can see the sparks grinding from the brake pads up front. And now he unleashes all that power through outside zone 4. And this is where he's locked in. Gets it out there, maybe not a ton of angle, but builds that zone very, very well. Transition to 5 looks solid, very, very precise. So Baggsy, with maybe not the best run in the beginning, but to me, really, really makes up for it in so many other parts of this track. Look at flirting with disaster there in outside zone 5, 6, solid. Looking for the reflection on the wall from the brake lights. There he is across the line.
Oh, and there we go. Not an improvement for Baggsy. An 83 on the second qualifying score, and judges not impressed with the run from Baggsy. We go back to the start.
You filled 5 a lot earlier, so you was a little bit shallow on 4, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But overall, mate, it was a nice run. We'll wait for the score to come in and I'll let you know. Okay, mate, thank you. I'm not sure if it was better than the last one, to be honest with you. I kind of up on the initiation a bit. Yeah, and then 4, you was a lot more shallow than what you was last time. Still had good proximity, but you was definitely on less angle. Just have to pray that they think it's better. I tried to give it a little bit more on the initiation, it just didn't really pay off. Unfortunately, you've got to risk it really to try and get the reward, so we'll see what the score comes in at. You got an 83 on that one, mate, so unfortunately not better than your first one. That's us done then, lads. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're still 30th or 31st, so we'll just have to wait and see if anyone else knocks us out, but we'll wait and see, mate. I won't rule it out yet. We'll meet you back at the pins and we'll see what happens. And the majority of the people going from now onwards are actually higher qualified already, so that's looking to work in our advantages, I remember. Yeah, still a lot of other people to go though. There's Dwayne for a 0, for instance.
Okay, it's Saturday. It's the main event day of Drift Masters here in Germany. Where do we start? My first qualifying run was quite early on in the bracket. Obviously, we haven't done a full season of Drift Masters, so I'm obviously falling down the championship points. So that I end up going quite early on in practice. Sorry, I go quite early on in qualifying. And that plays a disadvantage in my opinion because the judges don't necessarily have much to reference against. So my first scored an 84, which in my opinion, looking back at some of the other runs around sort of the 84 to 90 scoring zone, I feel like we were definitely closer to the 90 scoring zone if you start comparing other qualifying runs. I was trying to find fault in my run compared to other people's, just to see whether my feelings of I should have qualified or not were correct. But hey, look, you know, everybody that doesn't qualify, I'm sure feels like they should have qualified, I know that, but I genuinely feel quite annoyed and frustrated. We got 57 out of 60 for line but we lost a lot of points for like impact and angle and all that sort of stuff. So one judge kind of controls that, and they didn't really like our run, which I'm going to try and get some feedback on to find out why, when we can maybe we can watch it together and he can explain why that was a little bit more. But the second run, I had to try something to try and get a few more points. I tried a slightly different sort of initiation that didn't really pay out at all. But the confusing thing here is that my second run, which I feel was definitely not as good as my first run, scored an 83, and my first run was an 84. But if you compare my two runs, I can tell you that my second run was definitely not as good as my first run, but there's only 1 point between them. So I feel like the judging's slightly out here. Like, my first run should have been higher, my second run, it should be where it should be. And if you watch the two back to back, you can see where their errors are in my second run quite clearly, which makes it confusing for me because there's only 1 point in it. Anyway, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I can't change anything. All I can do is talk to the judges later on after the event is finished and just get some feedback and try and learn from it, and try and do a lot better in Poland. Not qualifying sucks. The team have put so much time and effort into being here with the car, getting it really, really well set up. The car was great. We had not a single problem with the car all weekend. We literally just put tyres on it and put fuel in it, and I went and drove it, which just sucks because it sucks for me because it was all on me. It's all down to me, and I basically just screwed it up. So yeah, need to come back with a new game plan for Poland, and see whether we can break qualifying and make it into the main event. So appreciate all the support. I do genuinely appreciate all the messages of support from you guys. Yeah, it's been a tough weekend, but we'll hold our heads up high. We'll bounce back, and we'll come back for the last round of Drift Masters in Poland, hopefully with a new plan, and we'll make something better of this weekend. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. What?
We are.
How many beers do you have? 3 beers.
Yep. Then we hit the head with the headrest. Pull the handbrake.
We had a pizza as well. 3 beers, 1 pizza.
Yeah.
And a fair amount of handbrake on the way home.
Yeah. But it wasn't even fun jerking. It was just the car jerking, Right. Last night, jerking in the car wasn't even fun stuff, was it?
No, the jerking made me feel sick, and I lost it.